get 125 ministers. We're in these countries where they appointed ministers that are more than their people sitting over there. It's true. And you want that to be repeated because you are used to that. No. Mr. Speaker, when I listened to the Minister for Finance and I looked at what he has done with the economy in 7 months, Mr. Speaker, it appears to me that the economy was being managed as though we had some level 100 sociology students who were experimenting with our economy and messing everybody up.
Member office, you say last Farmers Day, no, our this woman winning, no, maybe why in Tuamoka. The national best from a yan to about my office here. I think you put two things together. Yenya scanner almost share humbono. Send your me on the 6th of August, AD before that Roma. You decide what me mom. And 3 other people are almost your mama won't be almost anka almost ikano. You invite to say ye pehuska na August 6 yano. Ye yeni na every honum. Ye di kabeda mu nyina mase. Titu ye papa no ne ma no kuafo a. Ye papa no ne ma no kuafo a ene de ye ne mu e di ahia. Be se afi atwam no bosome edu ba akoni mu. Ena Ghana man se ne afi bia ye no ye bodwa kese se ye bebo ye kuafo a abo mu modern no abaso. Na ahye akuafo no nkran ama akuafo do lori nyina so atimi de won ho ahye sa adwuma die na oman ni nyina hia no yewura odi kan eye the national best farmer nana owusu chabrepon ono na onya national best farmer award no adanu twam no award a wose ade ma no president no yetimi nya ho adwuma ene na nyame amakwan na yabeshia asesa award no yede ema no sanso na yenu ano miensa omuso nya award akese wo mu a wose yede mo no omuso na omusa enka wo mu ede eye yewura no wa oben ona omu a eyen emwa ni nyina wo mamu no onya farmer obon homode pa ono so na che besi na nsankan afei yenu anu a sabi bibinti oma homode no form kakra onso yewura Mr. Stephen Ado ono na odi nkuni mu ono so na ye wo se ye de ma na nsa entimi enkan ena afei ema wo Ghana nyina oba obon homode ewo kwaduma mu no ono so na ne de no nsa enkan enti ne na nyame amaya homode amaya nkwa na yansa kasa abasobode a wo se ye de ma wo mu no enti na ye frɛ sa ekuafo no ene minister hampanifo nyina ne AG before a omo so yasene e wo sa ehyiadi mu omo na de odi kan kra no akyɛde a yɛde ma no omo fa ho ka nyina nti AG before de e ka omo bɔ no ho nyina na ye 1 million Ghana no omo de abrɛ yɛ de yaso minister ya hwehwɛ star ipa mi ensa ka ho bi ade 200,000 ɛyɛ titi ska no 2 billion ya yɛ nyina ready a ɛnɛ dai yɛde bɔ wo mo abaso na nhyɛ ya yɛ ne sɛ free na ko die ye nya Farmers Day em free bio se die ya ye betua na trans ye ho nso a ne ye ho nso ye ka se be ye ne die o se bobo e ho free ne e de no dura ye bodin a award bi a o se de ma obi a no ne ye de ama na o de akọ ndi aka kire edi before e boy ye de bia ne se o mo so emoaye se be ye free no e to be de e betwa na de e be ni nei no a free next month ko nya no betra se aye ho hyehyɛ na kwan bi a wose fa so e ma sika de be ye ho adwuma nya yensa beka se de be ya 5 December yehia na obi a kɔ be bia na se ye wie ehyiadi na de onya award bia no ye na de ama na e how bia eni.
No, the NDC, what they do is that they try to always hide the truth. So you have to take your time, work the numbers. But the most important thing, and I encourage all of you in your newsrooms to do, pick the CD value of a bag of cocoa on the market today, compare it to the new price they have announced, and see. Somebody's telling me that the change is about 100 CDs or something. Yes.
Less than 200 CDs.
Yes.
But they argue that that's because of the strengthened CD.
Really? Is that what they told the farmers? Is that what Atufosin told the farmers?
Did you ever, as a journalist, did you ever hear that there was a rollover of 333,000 tons? that COCOBOD had sold 333,000 tons for 2,600. And that is what was affecting the pricing for 24-25. Were you ever told that? This is was something that COCOBOD hid from everybody. And that is why it was 4,850. Because in 23-24, COCOBOD signed contracts for cocoa that it could not deliver. Not 30,000, 333,767 tons. Sold at 2,600. So in 24-25, we were using high-price cocoa to pay for 2,600. And that is what brought the weighted average down.
Joma, ye. Ha! Papa na seho bruta. Ene koko fo ni dia jeno. Ha! Aba papa abawati. John Dramani mama shebo say so obey president Eddie Ghana. This time around making sure say koko fo. Sika bi ese omunya bia no mosaka. Na nanu ye after 5 months in power. Ana papa naka say cocoa for montombo as bibia be fine. 70% of the world market sika omode ma cocoa for no. Also the farmers. Na enka hwa owia obesa yom good.
Cocoa production, Western North is a leader. Indeed, the people of this region are the backbone of Ghana's cocoa production. But I'm aware of the hardships our cocoa farmers face: low prices, inadequate extension services, and delays in the distribution of cocoa inputs. And so let me be clear today. We will ensure our commitment to pay our farmers 70% of the world market price of cocoa.
I can confirm to you, sir, and no powerful. Say, cocoa price, cocoa world market, about $7,000 US. Now, $7,000 US, no, COCOBOD, CU, Randy Abbey. Say, omoye mass no kama. Omoye mass no per ton. What the Ghana ha na just say around $5,040 US. And per ton. Sika bibia kwa kuduru no. Na a way back the NPP time they awarded 3,100 per ton. Inti NDC for say o say ye ampa. Yumadi ne ba be shemu kina na se sia mi kase kura no. Oma hanya mu se hanya. Enti peton se sia ye cocoa farmers re. Anton wasa asene galamsey efo ni bi otwabo. Na sika e ba bebu. Na enzetemu we na MPP fo se NDC fo ye frankadam. Omo ya akronfo ya atrofo. Enti bo se bebrebe ye ba ye mo 6,500. Ni na ni ne kura ni na ni. Na we na radio be se MPP fo no gbeli bia ha mo ana. Osi omo kasa ya omo nwene ho wie ana. Omo nye proper mass. Aso omo ni na nhwe mass school mu. Na omo ni me Ghana yesidi no be bia dade. Come na omo twa 3,100 no. Na omo ni be bia Ghana yesidi no na da. Ene comparatively o compare omo ni be da. Na we na onabu adongo se na nado any minority for no nti o mase. Mo osi na nado appointee ministers. Mo crash and more parliament. Cause he to what the come say ba me prepare because omuko omo say me ehu ne kura no. Straightforward yanko enko piemu ewo the CEO of COCOBOD, Dr. Randy Abbey, formerly of Metro TV. Good morning Ghana. Now your morning show now cancel politicians. But some questions mo ya no. Na papa ni bu afu no wadwala rough o se MPP for no kasa basa na explanation from crane to crank the entire ne cocoa price uko world market enam $7,000 US na Ghana per ton ye break cocoa farmers for $5,040 at the same time so only ye bag na dia cocoa bag na amount was 3,100 na MPP for the cocoa farmers ene NDC ma 3,220 Ghana cedis na just say 120 cedis per ana beka you need to na Ghana kra ana omonti ase kro no na way any explanation Randy Abedimai
of the FOB 70%. That is what the NDC promised in the manifesto. That is what President Mahama promised recently when he went out there. He met the farmers. He told them 70%, and the 70% we know is the highest. in that bracket of 60 to
Yes.
70.
Yes.
So you will see, say, the farmer share has moved from $3,100 to $5,040 almost $2,000. So the question is that, prices are dropping below 8,000. Prices, cocoa prices are dropped below 8,000. But yet to me, FOB of 7,200. How come at time prices nowhere in their 9,000s no?
Now FOB near under
4,850.
4,850.
How?
But Randy, maybe when you see no, so we share FOBCC 7,200. Mama farmer no share of 5,040. That's
at
US
39
dollars.
rounded to 40.
That's $5,040.
Yes.
Good. And my farmer no 4,000.
Omo declare 4,850.
850.
And my farmer no $31. Yes.
$31.
$3,100.
And then $3,100. No.
Yes.
And in the area no munya CD of 3,100 Ghana cedis
So
for bag.
so $3,100.
Okay.
Times 16 cedis.
Times 16
That was the exchange rate.
Okay.
And on the amount of 49,600 for a ton.
Okay.
Now divided by 16,
By
will
16.
give you price per bag.
Okay.
And about 3,100 cedis per bag.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Inti adena mumu diena sisi a farmer share of the FOB no e was wrong.
Yes.
But multiply by US dollar rate of 10.25.
Yes.
Na the ubenya no watch him 16.
Yes.
Now the amount price per 64 kg.
Yes.
But why didn't we see a difference, big difference in the price per 64
you don't see
kg?
a big difference because the exchange rate, the Ghana cedi,
are performing.
are performing here. So you are comparing 16 to 10.25. So almost 6 cedis is shaved off the dollar. Almost 6 cedis. So you are talking about like 40% plus in terms of the performance of the currency. So assuming say currency was 16 with 5,014, about 80,000. 80,640 cedis.
India no divided by 16. No?
Yes. Yes. In 5,040, no. Say Ghana cedi to dollar, no. Still 16 cedis. And about 80,640. Now dividing it by 16, and then you get a bag,
price per bag,
which will be like 5,000 something. What did I mention? I say.
Into where farmers are getting this rate because of the good performance of the cedi.
Yes, because it is always, you see, you sell the thing in US dollar. Cocoa near ton of dollar. Outside.
Yes.
Dollar near ton. You say oil, near ton of dollar. Timber, near ton of dollar. Until it is the dollar value multiplied by an exchange rate that will give you your cedi value.
Yes.
So you have the FOB as a factor in US dollars. Then you have your exchange rate as a factor.
Yes.
Into the US dollar FOB no the percentage and how they ma farmer no.
Yes.
It would see that percentage is in dollars. No, I'm multiplying by exchange rate, prevailing exchange rate. O multiply and a price per ton, price per bag in cedis because you pay the farmer in cedis. But you arrive at 49,600. No, it was arrived at on the basis of a dollar value.
Yes.
3.1 by exchange rate 16 to give you 3.1 and 4,960. Say you know. Because of the improved FOB value, 7,200. Until farmer also has 70%, not the 63.9. 70% of a higher value. So that is why in dollar terms, you see, the value is almost $2,000. But then you come and multiply it by your exchange rate, which will give you the cedi value. So that's how it is. That's how it's done. Let me just show you something.
That's fine.
Osha, something significant happened. From Yanfan, it's a second quarter now, when the cedi dropped up to about 10.3.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Nanka, I was say Yama farmer no. 10.3 times 3,100. It's not price per bag. Now I was say about 1,970. And price per ton, I say about 37,000. But government insisted, said no. We can't do that. Enti near Dahu Emma farmer no 49,600 and 3,100 per bag for close to 5 months. So government was actually subsidizing a bag of cocoa by 1,114 cedis every bag. So farmer share no, by virtue of maintaining the 49,603 no, farmer share no moved from 63.9% to about 99.80%. So you virtually didn't have any space for any other thing. No margins, no fees, no farmer support, nothing. So farmer share, because 4,850 no, now you needed about 4,800 to be able to give the farmer the 3-1 and the 49,600. So government of Ghana subsidized it until the 24-25 season ended. Yes. Because instead of 3-1 no, we now need 4-8.
Asemu. The way they be Ghana. Was it na MPP for? Mo say dey na mo ye na mo to boaso. Mo nya careful. O say ente Ghana na ye obi ante ka press bibi ko ekoso COCOBOD honom. O so obe ye CEO no hu say Sa Ghana over 333,766 tons of cocoa. Ghana bend the koji busunya ton 2,600 or so. A ton 2,600 per that 333,766 tons no. Hey,
did you ever, as a journalist, did you ever hear that there was a rollover of 333,000 tons? That COCOBOD had sold 333,000 tons for 2,600, and that is what was affecting the pricing for 24-25. Were you ever told that? This is was something that COCOBOD hid from everybody, and that is why it was 4,850. Because in 23-24, COCOBOD signed contracts for cocoa that it could not deliver, not 30,000, 333,767 tons, sold at 2,600. So in 24-25, we were using high price cocoa to pay for 2,600. And that is what brought the weighted average down. We have done about 230,000 and we are taking on 100,000 to 25-26. That is what also has affected the weighted average. But we are doing a 7.2 instead of 4,850. So we are reeling from that 333,000 sold at 2.6 in 23-24 that we couldn't supply. And so we are using high price cocoa to pay for this, and that affects the weighted average. That is what they are not telling the farmer.
Grateful to you, Dr. Randy.
In any case, if he talks about cut, didn't you hear the finance minister announce that all the road projects are moving to this thing? COCOBOD's exposure to cocoa roads was 21 billion. When the entire Ministry of Roads, with all its road agencies, was talking about 67 billion.
Not as a woman casus the cocoa farmers no Ghana bia. About chia has Ghana di count on grade is Ghana that net Ghana by Canada mom. In the arena kashafun IMP for the man akuafo no. Now, the NDC government, penny campaign promise, the Jomama kind is 70% of gas on the man. World market in 7,000 plus, and then almost 5,000 plus at the cocoa farmers as a ton. But as a back, so all the converting, we know the back Ghana cities in the movie. Pay a city and a city and 10 cities 30 pesos. And so, yes, you know, we are, we will say, amount now, money man, the exact 70% of the amount. On who the entire MP before, the way. And a minority in parliament is a Chiakai or Mekasa. Minority force where Jala say, hey, Randy Munchaso. Almost NDC for your comfort. Almost throw Casade, Sa Fracadam, and manipulative families. I'm not to about more NDC for the year. Or sent you Nana to me, ever do 3,100 Musesha. And to move on because 6,000, 6,500, 5,500, Muya. 120 depend on the count. Hey, you demand answers. Minority no know, almost demand answers. Every your mama and minim say if you modia.
Agree with me that our hard-working cocoa farmers deserve better than this sakawa price. Today, the Ivorian farmer at the current exchange rate is receiving the equivalent of 3,635 Ghana cedis per bag of 64 kilos, a staggering 407 Ghana cedis more than what COCOBOD is paying. This stark difference presents an irresistible incentive for smugglers to divert Ghanaian cocoa across the border.
Whether or not the Ghana COCOBOD is insolvent, the minority have a simple request. They want government to account for the revenue COCOBOD made in the 2024-2025 season.
What they have failed to tell Ghanaians is how much revenue COCOBOD had generated from cocoa sales in the 2024-25 season. Is that amount in excess of 3 billion? And at the time, the exchange rate was 15 Ghana cedis to $1. And I do that chin didn't bore a bemano. But apart from bra me wu ya me yure ho pa no. And run it no crane maker. And run it down me yure ho pa. If you say akuafo abemu abu.
Hey, we no say okra be jabamena. Manu zina so nkasa no mu ahi. Manu di focus ya no mu hoye Ghana fu ahi. But we so mu ntwa so. We explanation around the abi doctor. Adima here. I say it makes sense. It's so. Because one MPP for no MIA any minuses here. They are only supporting the argument say because it was a political promise. Say MDC gas so on ba we 6,500 into no money na. Now kai say rand there be because no ka say. Because of MPP that 333,766 tons are omoniko ji busuya. A man to man for feeling into no. Ghana aban pufura wa be ya John Dramani Mahama oni jena na poku mensa o me take over no na so omutwa cocoa farmers ni sika abra cocoa no mo ni ko tweka enti sa cocoa na ba first quarter from January, February, March, April ni na ni ko tweka sa cocoa na di ko ina no na government was not making anything significant from it enti afa na ya tweka na wi a ye ba beti ase ye da dabu. But meanwhile, those times ni na no na 3,100 cocoa farmers edge but you cannot be before na di o ma di ase no o ma ship you cannot get be na when na go you ponkroma yeah when the century to century and you have been century ni go you ponkroma so century ni and I say NDC for no me jad down o me settings o say di o mo ge kan na no da wuri dan ko a o mo ni say o mo boa century ni say na then as a campaign promise na as a ubezi on. Yes, 6,500.
We are just working the numbers right now. We've just come out of the meeting. We've seen percentages and they are using the dollar. You know, the NDC, what they do is that they try to always hide the truth. So you have to take your time, work the numbers. But the most important thing, and I encourage all of you in your newsrooms to do, pick the CD value of a bag of cocoa on the market today, compare it to the new price they have announced and see. Somebody's telling me that the change is about 100 cedis or something. Yes.
Less than 200 cedis.
Yes.
But they argue that that's because of the strengthened cedi.
Really? Is that what they told the farmers? Is that what Atuforsin told the farmers? Is that what he told them? So please, if the change is 128 cedis, ask yourself, the last time Akufo-Addo increased a bag of cocoa, how much did he increase it by? And when Atuforsin and President Mahama increased by a bag of cocoa, how much have they increased? At the end of the day, that is the analysis everybody.
Doesn't matter that they are giving the farmers 70% of what they are getting from the international market.
The farmers. Go and ask the farmers on the ground. They'll tell you.
Politics. And we really feel integrity. Hey! And young holding NDC to the campaign promise. Meanwhile, the reality check in say, Tama NDC that campaign promise not dollar to cedi, 17 cedis. And it is a amount to also calculate. For 6 Ghana, I can't 10 Ghana no. And 7 Ghana, I can't 10 Ghana no. Now multiply for 3,220 cedis. No, once obviously, a bit more project with 6,000 NDC for Nekano. But the bottom line is, cedi no air appreciate it. We all know, we are aware against the dollar. 70% na NDC can, you know, as it stands now, unless the minority, the opposition can prove otherwise. Say you inform my cocoa farmers. And this idea I will say yay, hooray. And your cocoa farmers and anybody more reason to celebrate, to jubilate. Mamun can't say to Masumu because we are already encouraging more cocoa farmers. Mamun by Yama just say I don't know MPP, everything is about election. And sometimes can we focus on the national goal? Na yinayem pray mpunto magana. Galamsey ya rampant ya we. Se cocoa farmers ya sas ya no monton west region side wo. E de galamsey free. I am a witness to those things. Mako west region mahubi. Cocoa farmers are no monton cocoa. E de ma galamsey fo. Why are we making everything politics? Now, don't forget, say, the NDC, Abano, SLAMS free fertilizers. And the spray number spray cats on the amount. Now, what's our fertilizer free as the account? Under the MPP, according to Dr. Randy Abbey, the CEO of COCOBOD, HSA, MPP for no moton. But and the Ghana so on ton view, or the cocoa farmers in free, and to fertilizer. Oh, we decided I would be bought a one free cocoa and some cocoa national because we're in 2022. Time I die. Now cocoa be passed, no. Now we have voice again, you want your manasa. Scanama. So what do you expect? Let's canasa. Nema. And tonight they be saying the nation. This time around, almost a becker. Now, why? And I can free agree set a wa. And I'm saying, my main corner, the agric minister. Eriko Poku, mene nkudi nkomo. Honorable. Na MPP for the omugusu amusu. Say antro mu twatre Ghana for no fine. Ada na mo yes ah. The mo dey say nya fine kra. And say why na etwa antro. O say unim say the origin best farmer. The origin best farmer no. Ebesi the 2024 no. O say 2024 besi there. The origin best farmer by the office and I say oh openika say money yo akua dey ogbo magana yen adwe na edidi you know say hwe na dey na mo chegba mu ni so wa na mbo ben o say wo ministry the predecessor agoma wo ba yi na na dan kwa akofo ado regime me na me give best farmer 2024 besi ne price amuka say mo dey ma me besi ne kaprehwe mai ade na mo yesa no say kafra we je in free na mum no government is continuous you know I say so much waso in the cano abedane John Dramani Mahama oni honorable Eriko Poku omoka ese obutua de omekle na so wa hwede we MPP for ye ya
me ba office you know say last farmers day no our this o ma we ne ye no me bro why intu amoka the national best farmer nya ne de to aba me office ya afa ni put two things together yenya scanner omo share ho bo no say nya me adma on the 6th of August AD before other Roma ye the sa award me mo and 3 other people are almost ye mama award ni bia omo sanka omo sika no ye invite to say ye pe huska na August 6 ya no ye ni nyina every hono.
Honorable Eriko Poku, the agric minister, say the course we pass so be 2024 best farmer. Yes, you encourage farmers. Party a planning for food and jobs buy. Now, oye that means we introduce a new policy. Grow Ghana, eat Ghana. Let us say yenyan or Ghana new Ghana new yeah. Now best farmer. Uye kurano one man zero price. Wasn't the wow was the same year and voya. Omoto omoda so to ayampia. Everybody say omonti ase e na NDC fo nu nyen do omoye e na oma dada farmers say me relax. Now when na honorable adongo hey fire upon fire on the mountain run I don't say MPP for say wine omo say dey omo say NDC for ne ntro and a BT go farmers no okay anya MPP for na ministers do Nana do ye 126 no and also check number of parliamentarians and more parliament or some be from parliamentarians or more parliament as it stands now 86 ministers and Nana do ye 126 Nana do say man ye and now musuba money na eduma boni ya we ma Ghana funti Ghanaian decided to vote massively against the MPP and no and then the end results of 86 people and I say 86 member of parliament at the minority side the MPP side. It is obi a dishonest obi a nkontopo for obi twantra which party should we tag so we entrofo other word don't go fire on the mountain.
Get 125 ministers. We're in these countries where they appointed ministers that are more than their people sitting over there. It's true. And you want that to be repeated because you are used to that. No. Mr. Speaker, when I listened to the Minister for Finance and I looked at what he has done with the economy in 7 months, Mr. Speaker, it appears to me that the economy was being managed as though we had some level 100 sociology students who were experimenting with our economy and messing everybody up. And Mr. Speaker, if they were thinking that they will have a government that will sink money in the name of National Cathedral, it will not happen. Mr. Speaker, if they were thinking that they will still have a Minister for Finance who will spend $5 billion in 5 months, it will not happen. Mr. Speaker, we are managing this economy to develop a country based on sustainable path. And the records are there for everybody to see.
Hey, if it is make you say we +1 -1, but look, this may be naked truth. Not every single thing be an MPP for. So designing. Say you are able to analyze it. The NDC made a promise of 70%. That's what all. Say no the cocoa farmers. The current world market and now offer a phone. Oh boy, what is the world market price for cocoa? About $7,000 plus. So we are aware. We know. We can see it. And this is and we are. Adenti. And I say the NDC are saying something else, or they are not saying the truth. The world market, no, phone is here now, when you $7,624. So NDC for some were the 70% of it. Now we wanted the minority, even if they will talk, should be have they given the farmers the 70% or not? Because the 7,624, and no more working the 70% are $5,040. As compared to the initial one, and the cocoa farmers, and $3,100 out of the cocoa, friends say the cocoa tonne and a tonne of world market. So we know, we can see the difference. It's clear. Now, when it comes to the matter of promises, the matter of the NDC promise, so we are using them if you are bringing the promise into the equation. Omuka say ometria 6,000 and 5,500 according to Honorable Eric Opoku and John Dramani Mahama, our president. They have not been able to give the 6,000 or the 6,500. Again, their tenor as the NDC government, the 9th parliament, and NDA, after no much 8 months, they are going for 4 years. So we want to see say, at the end of the day, they should be able to give that 6,000, 6,500 no. All indices and indicators should be able to put them to that same level. That we Ghanaians will hold them accountable. And I don't know who them accountable. The NDC will not deliberately lose the election. It will be Ghanaians. Certified with the promise they made. And they and I said, allow us, we are too discerning now. As a one former president, John Ajikungufo, also Ghanaians are now so discerning. From that 2016, ABC 2025, voters, it seems that we are able to do the calculation ourselves. And yes, the NDC promised 70%, which have been fulfilled. 2, they promised to give 6,500 and using the indices and indicators. 1, the dollar at that time when we making that promise was 16 cities. And then 10 cities. Different 6 cities. So now at that time, we be 1,000. And then 1,000 bill. That's what it. That time now with $1,000 and a 16,000. And now with $1,000, 10,000. So how is it going to be equal? But NPP for when you NDC for and you can say, we know we can calculate, we understand the figures, when we are doing our calculations. School na mga se mo yeyere hon kwa na mga se de ntia. Yakwa wie se nim mo kan ya yehu mo try yetimi kan. We can understand the pros and the cons of everything. Timunyama ye ne. We have our mind, you independent mind. Mo ye nwene ema ye ho. The cocoa farmer our farms is here, no. I'm very certain so the benefit of fertilizer, the spray, and then the $3,220 now 20 Ghana cedis now original. The neighbor so let the farmers complain. Let the farmers say they don't want it. Who him say with the same thing and then it has been official say apart from fertilizer spray ni 3,220 now original. Cocoa farmers say must have free education. They are going to get scholarship. So look at the packages. Plus that, cocoa rows are being developed right now. I make say. Now we are when they have eco supervisor. The MPP administration paid money, but that friends and road was not done. When they have fast forwarding Yama, Emma and the Quine Yaye. I go so ye. What the cocoa farmer need better road to be able to bring the cocoa no to Chrome, Abeton. Ghana, Ghana, on the world market. What the cocoa farmer need, fertilizer, bread is come my. Say my fertilizer, the cocoa, no, I do no more. What the cocoa farmer need, so better money drew upper market in a free the cocoa nyanazo. They are getting it. Until the cocoa farmers complain, Mona moye parliamentarians and multi parliament among no. Don't complain. Yambase better monka. Munyamaye. Ye Ghana for bit more when it comes to sometimes. Got minority or majority whatever you are doing should be in your interest, but in probably more interest. When I beg na heat what? Aba papa John Dramani Mahama Coco Akati Enzi Subio Sika Osu Obetum fertilizer among for Sabeka oh yeah was scholarship and the cocoa farmers Emma. It is a way cocoa farmer. Obama go school no in India no abe expand cocoa into large farming. At the amount. Obama go other business. I mean, one person can be trained more to farming. And cocoa farmer na can train more to agriculture. Man inquire accounting, be doctor, be na dey be area too. Sa adwuma na as dey be intimi continue the same work. Meanwhile, cocoa farmers enyes catch doctors. And the cocoa farmer turn cocoa bag 20 per. Doctor, obeji 1 year salary now unto no. But then be a person by engineer, doctor, engineer, lawyer. And the lawyer say busa ma obi grade adwuma. Cocoa farmer na ba no yam training no man in agriculture mu. I remember very well say almost say a Singapore president be people Ghana na obi nkwa me cross na mo best student one your best student e wo dey say sociology na say wow look country are more 70% of who citizens are farmers. Best student in agri student. How? And then how many agri training colleges there? But look at the number of nursing training colleges, the number of teacher training colleges, the number of universities. How many agri colleges are in Ghana? Meanwhile, a farming community. In the scholarship, mom farm, doctor, and some lawyer, and some engineer. We need large scale farming. People have to understand that farming also gives profit. Now, say you to Nisha CMP. And I'm very certain because John Dramani Mahama edit the agri business ever started. So the focus, the attention should be developing people, building people to love agriculture more. For our comments, not to comment section, I say John Dramani Mahama Kanye, or see idea your John Ababu, or buy no Kanye Wayo, or say cocoa farmers, not 70% of the world market. Size getting now, that's what they are bromo, Ampanyampa, or Nina, they are more. Henceforth, cocoa farmer be able to receive the 70%. Said o kan no pepepe MPP minority for dwa o mo say NDC for ya trofo sika na o mo kan o man fa hi bi an kan 120 Ghana pe name of the CEO e dey ma COCOBOD Randy Abbey doctor a fire MPP for buta enya fire fa wa fire mo rough o say o mo nim dey o mo ka CD no e perform very well o promise 70% they are doing it and again extra packages to say fertilizer spray any scholarship ya dey ma cocoa farmers for again, the agric minister, Honorable Eric Opoku, I say the OG best farmer 2024, our Ghana ha, basically in the price of one farmer no, NDC for SO Mitriaka at the Ama, Papa Roman and Watono. Now we NPP focus on we and trophy. omo de omo keka honorable Adongo our parliament floor of parliament or say MPP for no kasa too much mo bibia na go press conference no mo se Ghana for no mu dimudi a enka 126 minutes agufo adu yiye no nka omo to ababa no nka mo MPs nke se ebro na so yiye ndem MPs aka wa parliament micro minority 86 enti mo ni anu bia ma mo nkasa ye pese e bete kra for comment eto comment section na say de wadu ye ho kan wadu ni na kan no kra ni na fire na me nyo fire ni mu awo hanu boko wey e naked truth our old burger trends edi no e max billion subscribe share and like it. Turn the notification button on the unua so penya bia. Macro. Bye bye.